Shalom. This is the brother Tazwa Akal from GMS Germany with a new lesson. First off and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and the highest honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakudash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who tell us the truth. Peace and blessings and salutations to the elect out there who spread this truth, sincerity, and also charity because of all wins. So back with another video. This video comes through my previous video that I did a few days ago. Was it this one? I don't think so. Oh yeah, I think it was here in the book of Joshua. In the video, we represent the Lord Yahweh as in the days of old. So in that video, or in one of these videos that I did in the last few days, I mentioned that I would go into Joshua the 5th chapter, where it speaks about the angel that Joshua encountered, to show who this angel is. Okay, to just give some precepts and to show who the angel is. So let's just get a little bit into the context of what's going on. So the Israelites was going from the east side of the Jordan to the west side of the Jordan to conquer the land, right? And then the Heavenly Father told the Israelites to circumcise the new generation that came out of Egypt, or rather they did not come out of Egypt, because all the men of war died, you know? Yeah, because like it says here in Joshua 5 and 6, for the children of Israel walked 40 years in the wilderness, till all the people that were men of war which came out of Egypt were consumed, because they obeyed not the voice of the Lord Yahweh, unto whom the Lord Yahweh sware that he would not shew them the land which the Lord Yahweh sware unto their fathers, that he would give us a land that flowed with milk and honey. So the point of the matter is that they was walking for 40 years, that never really had the time to really circumcise the children. Okay, and it says verse 7, and their children whom he raised up in their stead, them Joshua circumcised, for they were uncircumcised, because they had not circumcised them by the way. Yeah, because you have to understand, especially when you get older, with the circumcision is a very, very a painful experience. Because I remember the ex-husband or ex-friend, boyfriend from my aunt, he got circumcised when he was in his mid-30s. I think he was nearly 40 or something. And he was a Jake, he was Dominican. Yeah, he was a Dominican, if I remember right. So Simeonite. But the point is that he got circumcised, and he could not move for weeks, man. I don't mean days, I mean for weeks. He was in there for, I think, if I remember right, it was 3 or 4 weeks that he couldn't really do anything, and then he was really fully recovered after a month, you know. So the first 2 weeks he was completely out, and then slowly but surely he really, you know, got this thing together. But this shows you that why the Heavenly Father also tells us to do it the 8th day, like Abram did with Isaac, because it's a painful thing, man, you know. But that shows you also how, in a spiritual way, how painful it is to circumcise the heart of your mind. You understand? Because you so stuck in your old ways when you come to this truth. It depends. When you come early in this truth, we have brothers that came out with 15, 16 years old. You know, brothers that came out in this truth with 40, in the mid-40s or something. So, for example, when you have a younger brother, it is easier to, in the flesh, also, younger brother in the flesh, it is most of the time easier to show them the way of the Heavenly Father, because they're not stuck in their ways. But if there's an older brother, he might have at the beginning problems with the rank structure, that the younger man is above him and stuff like that, you know, and also how he has to behave himself. And this is might be harder for him, you understand? So the spiritual circumcision, also the age, you know, just as an example, can also play a bigger role. So nevertheless, let's keep on reading. It says, verse 8, and it came to pass when they had done circumcising all the people, that they abode in their places in the camp till they were whole. See, so till they were healed. So it took a time. Verse 9, and the Lord Yahweh said unto Joshua, this day have I rolled away the reproach of Egypt from off you. Wherefore the name of the place shall be called Gilgal unto this day. And Gilgal is Galgal, and which means rolling, okay, a wheel or rolling. It says, and the children of Israel encamped in Gilgal and kept the Passover on the 14th day of the month at even of the plains of Jericho. And they did eat the old corn of the land on the morrow after the Passover, unleavened cakes and parched corn in the same day. And the manna ceased on the morrow after they had eaten the old corn of the land, neither had the children of Israel manna anymore, but they did eat the fruit of the land of Canaan that year. So from that point on, we didn't have the manna no more. It shows you that the Heavenly Father always took care of us. We always had the needful things. The needful things were always there. We had the manna. When the Israelites asked for meat, he gave them too much meat to consume. But now comes the point, verse 13. And it came to pass when Joshua was by Jericho, that he lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, there stood a man over against him with a sword drawn in his hand. And Joshua went unto him and said unto him, art thou for us or for our adversaries? And he said, so he saw a man, right? He saw a man, but the man was an angel. And it says, because it shows that the angels have bodies. They have bodies. They have heavenly bodies, celestial bodies, like it says in the book of 1 Corinthians, the 15th chapter. So it says, verse 14, and he said, nay, but as captain of the host of the Lord Yahweh am I now come. See, and who is the captain of the host of the Lord's army? The Heavenly Father's army, Yahushai. Okay, and Joshua fell on his face to the earth and did worship, and said unto him, what saith my Lord unto his servant? So he's saying, what are you saying now to me? And the captain of the Lord's host, Yahweh's army, said unto Joshua, loose thy shoe from off thy foot, for the place wherein thou standest is holy. And Joshua did so, okay, because it's the Holy Land, right? So nevertheless, the point is that he is the captain of the host of the Lord's, of Yahweh, of the army of Yahweh. Okay, and who's that? Let's go to Revelation. Revelation chapter 19 and verse, let's start at verse 11. Let me start at verse 10. Okay, and it says, and I fell at his feet to worship him. That's John the Revelator falling to the feet of another angel. And he said unto me, seest thou do it not? I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahushai. Worship the Most High, for the testimony of Yahushai is the spirit of prophecy. And this shows you that this angel is not a common angel, but the Lord. Why? Because when Joshua faced on the earth and worshipped him, he didn't say, rise up, I'm of thy fellow brethren. Okay? Because normally, like we just had the example there, there's this example in the book of Revelation, where the angel dropped, where John the Revelator dropped. Okay, not John the Baptist, but John the Revelator, the disciple of Yahushua, dropped on his face to worship the angel. The angel said, "Hey, get the fuck up here, man! Hey, man, stand up, man! I'm just a servant as you are, man. I'm just a servant in the spiritual realm, and y'all the servant on the earth. So we on the same level, man. Don't do that. You understand? And in nowadays terms, basically. But then here in Joshua 5 and verse 14. And he said, nay, but as captain of the host of the Lord am I come, or the captain of the host of Yahweh am I now come. And Joshua fell on his face to the earth and did worship. See that? And said unto him, what saith my Lord unto his servant? And verse 15, and the captain of the Lord's host said unto Joshua, loose thy shoe from off thy foot, for the place wherein thou standest is holy. And Joshua did so. So there's nothing about that he said, hey, get up and don't worship me. He worshipped him. And he didn't say anything like in the book of Revelation. So it shows that this is a different type of angel. But when we go back to Revelation chapter 19 verse 11, and I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True. And in his right hand he doeth judge and make war. That's Yahushai. His eyes was a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns. and he had the name written that no man knew but he himself. And he was clothed in a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of the Most High. And who's the Word? Let's go real quick to the book of John. John chapter 1. John chapter 1 verse 14. And the Word was made flesh and dwelt among us, and we beheld his glory, the glory as of the only begotten of the Father. Who's that? Who's the only begotten Son? Yahushai, full of grace and truth. So Yahushai is the Word. So when we go back to Revelation chapter 19 and verse 13, it says, and he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and his name is called the Word of the Most High. So that's Yahushai. And now comes the point, verse 14. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses. So the white horse represents the fathership in verse 11, where Yahushai rides upon, which he controls. It's a fathership, like you can read in 2 Ezra 13th chapter. Okay, but then the armies that followed him are the angels. So what does this make him? The chief. Because if you follow someone, he's above you, man. He's the guy in the way. So Yahushua is the captain of the Lord's army. So the angel in Joshua chapter 5, verse 13 going down to 15 is the Lord. Okay? And it says, in the armies, which are the angels, which were in heaven, followed him upon white horses, the so-called UFOs, chariots, okay, the spaceships, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. Okay, and then verse 15, and of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, and with it he should smite the nations, because he just gives a command, and they're going to be smitten by the angels, by the laser beams, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron, and he treadeth the winepress of the fierceness of the and wrath of the almighty power. See, verse 16, and he has on his vesture and on his thigh a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Yeah, because he's going to take all the crowns. That's why it said in verse 12, and on his head were many crowns. Okay, so that angel is Yahushai. That angel is the Lord Yahushai. So that's also another point, because when we go to, so like 1 Corinthians chapter 15 and verse, let me just check real quick, 27. For he has put all things under his feet. But when he saith, all things are put under him, it is manifest that he is accepted, Salakia, which did put all things under him. Yeah, because all things are under him, because he's the captain of the host of the Lord's army. So all things are under him, because he's the chief. That's why it says he's the chief. And that's why it says also, let me look it up, chief. In the New Testament, give me 1 second. See here, 1 Peter chapter 5 verse 4. And when the chief shepherd shall appear, ye shall receive a crown of glory that fadeth not away. So who's the chief shepherd? Yahushua. So he's the chief. You understand? He's the chief. He's the first. That's the Lord Yahushua. So the angel is the Lord Yahushua. And this is why it also says in the book of, let me do it like that. The book of Colossians, chapter 1 and verse 15. Let me start at verse 13. Who has delivered us from the power of darkness, the Heavenly Father, and has translated us into the kingdom of his dear Son, which is Yahushua. Okay, the Son is Yahushua, and who did that? The Heavenly Father. He translated us into his kingdom, in whom we have redemption. In Yahushua we have redemption through his blood, even the forgiveness of sins, who's the image of the invisible God, the firstborn of every creature. For by him were all things created that are in heaven and that are on earth, visible and invisible, whether they be thrones or dominions or principalities or powers. All things were created by him and for him. So that's the Lord Yahushua. So Yahushua created everything. He's the chief of the army. So he's that angel. And he's also the angel that led us out of Egypt. You know, just as a side note. Because when we go to, where is it again? into Exodus chapter 14 and verse 19. Just give me a second. So Exodus chapter 14 verse 19, and it says, "And the angel of the Most High, which went before the camp of Israel, removed and went behind them, and the pillar of the cloud went from before their face and stood behind them." See, so, and it says verse 20, "And it came between the camp of the Egyptians and the camp of Israel, and it was a cloud and darkness to them, but it gave light by night to these, so that the one came not near the other all the night." And that's the Lord Yahushua as well, because the Lord Yahushua led us out of Egypt. He was that angel in that cloud, because when we go to Ezekiel, well, let me first go actually to Exodus 23 and verse 20. It says, "Behold, I send an angel before thee to keep thee in the way, to bring thee into the place which I have prepared." And who's that angel? Yahushua. And the funny thing is, let me look up. Wait, angel. Hey, this is spirit, because you see, I just recognized that. In all the other verses where it says angel, the angel is written with a small letter. It's written with a small letter. See? You see everywhere here angel. When I just type in angel, it's everywhere with a small letter, and I can go down. It's still also in the New Testament, all with a small a, right? But when you go back here, it's with a big A. So it shows it's the Lord, man. And they know it. Exodus chapter 23 verse 20. "Behold, I send an angel before thee to keep thee in the way, and to bring thee into the place which I have prepared." And that angel is Yahushua as well. Okay, because that's the same angel that was in the chariot between the Egyptians and us. "Beware of him and obey his voice, provoke him not, for he will not pardon your transgressions, for my name is in him." But, and that's another point, since when, Since when can an angel pardon sins? He cannot. You understand? But that's also meant in a way like you can't play around with him. Verse 22. "But if thou shalt indeed obey his voice, and do all that I speak, then I will be an enemy unto thine enemies, and an adversary unto thine adversaries. For mine angel shall go before thee, and bring thee in unto the Amorites, and the Hittites, and the Perizzites, and the Canaanites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, and I will cut them off." See that? So the Lord going to guide us to the land, because this was still in the time of Moses. So he would guide us towards the promised land, the Holy Land. Okay? But the point is, the angel in all these verses from verse 20 to verse 23 is all with a capital A. And you don't have that. And as a matter of fact, I also want to look up Salakia 23, right? Exodus 23 and verse 20. I just want to see what it says with the angel. The word angel, Okay, it's the same thing. Representative, messenger. Okay, ambassador. Okay. Allah. Mala'ak. Mala'ak. Okay. Because we always Mala'ak, angel, exactly. And the word power is Alahayim, which is plural. In the Genesis 1:1. I was just thinking about that. But nevertheless, so that angel is the Lord Yahushua that went before us to keep us in the time of the Exodus, and also towards bringing us to the land of the promised land. Okay, and how do we know that? Because it speaks about it in the book of 1 Corinthians. The Apostle Paul was speaking about it in 1 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 1. It says, "Moreover, brethren, I would not that ye would be ignorant, how that all our fathers were under the cloud, and all passed through the sea. Okay, this is this what we read first in Exodus chapter 14. Okay, Exodus chapter 14, where the Red Sea was parted, and we went through it in the cloud, which is a chariot where the Lord Yahushua was in. He guided us. He was darkness for the Egyptians, but he was light unto us. And we're all baptized unto Moses in the cloud and in the sea, and did all eat the same spiritual meat, and did all drink the same spiritual drink, for they drank of the spiritual rock that followed them. See? And who was that? The Lord in the chariot, and that rock was Yahushua. See that? That rock was Yahushua. So the angel in the chariot was Yahushua that guided the chariot, because according to Ezekiel, when you go to Ezekiel chapter 1 verse 20, is always the chariot and the angel together. Ezekiel 1 and 20, whithersoever the spirit was to go, they went. Thither was the spirit to go, and the wheel were lifted up over against them, for the spirit of the living creature was in the wheel. So the wheel and the angel is always hand in hand, because the angel controls the wheel, which is the UFO, so-called UFO, the chariot of the Lord, or the spaceship, however you want to call it. So that's really it. And let's just check out one more verse. Yeah, it's actually the same thing as in Exodus, but we're gonna still read it in Exodus chapter 23, but Exodus chapter 33 verse 1. And the Lord Yahweh said unto Moses, depart and go up hence, thou and the people which thou hast brought up out of the land of Egypt, unto the land which I swear unto Abram, to Isaac, and to Jacob, saying, unto thy seed will I give it, and I will send an angel before thee, and I will drive. See, the angel that sent before thee is the Lord. Okay, Yahushua. And I will drive out the Canaanite, and the Amorite, and the Hittite, and the Perizzite, and the Hivite, and the Jebusite. See? Unto a land of flowing with milk and honey, for I will not go up into the midst of thee, for thou art a stiff-necked people, lest I consume thee in the way. So the point is, in all these places, in Exodus chapter 14, Exodus chapter 23, in Joshua chapter 5, and also, let me get the last one, Daniel chapter 3, verse 25, when Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego was the friends of Daniel, the brothers of Daniel, was thrown into the fire by King Nebuchadnezzar, Yahushua protected them. It says, Daniel 3 and 25, he answered and said, lo, I see 4 men loose, walk in the midst of the fire. Yeah, because when the 3 men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, was brought to the fire, the intensity of the pot was so hot that it burned up the people that carried them. You understand? And then Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego fell into the fire, but then out of nowhere, a 4th man appeared. And it says this, walking, and the king said, he said, lo, I see 4 men loose, walking in the midst of the fire, and they have no hurt, so they're not injured. And the form of the 4th is like the son of the Most High. And who's the son of the Most High? Yahushua. So Yahushua protected the 3 brothers. See, and it says, verse 26, then Nebuchadnezzar came near the mouth of the burning fiery furnace, and spake and said, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, ye servants of the Most High, come forth and come hither. Then Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego came forth of the midst of the fire, and the princes, governors, and captains, and the king's counselors, being gathered together, saw these men, upon whose bodies the fire had no power, nor was hey, God alone, like this is beautiful. It's beautiful to read that, man. I nearly switched into German because I'm so excited to read that. Because it shows you the Heavenly Father got us. If you really want to protect us, we're going to be protected. The men fell into fire, and you saw people got burned to fuck up. Before, when you read the chapter, read it for yourself. Then in chapter 3, it's a beautiful story to build up your faith as well, to get the history and also to build up your faith. But the people that brought the 3 men to the fire got burned up. But the 3 men that believed in the Lord and stood stiffly for His name, they didn't get burned up. Nothing happened unto them. It says, upon whose bodies the fire had no power, nor was an hair of the head singed, neither were their coats changed, nor the smell of fire had passed on them. See? That's what it is, man. Verse 28, then Nebuchadnezzar spake and said, Blessed be the power of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who has sent his angel, the Lord, and delivered his servants that trusted in him, and have changed the king's word, and yielded their bodies, that they might not serve nor worship any god except their own God. Okay, so that angel in Judges chapter 5 was Yahushua. The angel in Exodus that guided us out of Egypt, through the Red Sea, and also towards the promised land is Yahushua. Okay, so that's everything I got. And this shows that Yahushua is all over the scriptures. Yahushua is in the Old Testament, the New Testament, the prophecies, he's everywhere. And on top of that, we have to understand that the Lord got us. He is the captain of the host of the Lord Yahweh. He's the captain of the army. He's the chief of the army. Okay, that's everything I got. I pray and hope that this lesson was edifying for the elect. And I want to give once again all praises, glory, and the highest honor unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rekakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles for their ministry and told us the truth. Peace and blessings and salutations to the elect out there who spread this truth, who spread this word in sincerity and always the charity because of all wins. Until next time, I say Shalom, Wa Brakatam, Wa Ba Ba Ba. Shalom.